Today, Rinpoche explained how when one generates patience, he or she understands that there are no external enemies because everyone is under the control of their delusions, so they really don't have any control to harm you. Zuba. You remember what page number we were on in English? Okay, I believe, let's see.
156.
156.
Jipja
Dani. Jijani. Zupa. Natsu Jipja Ni Leson. Ujan de Gelche Ching.
Ujani.
Ujang de Gelche. Unjang de Gelche Ching. So would you say we were about where it says therefore at the bottom of 156? Therefore, concerning this master, Baba Beka states?
Correct.
That's where I think we are too. Okay. Datayin.
Yeah.
Wenjiang.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That then Mangazu, that conrad the Karishu, Sentient Samala Sanjia Yoris, Jusen Karisana Sanjik Ri Yoris, read the Karisana, and Sentient Samali Shebatan, each Sheba never Maruba to Euro. Each Sheba never Maruba, Yetan, and Sanjia Yoris. Karisana Hama Sanjik Ngalo, and each Sheba never Maruba, then Sanjia Yoris. Then I saw Kalib Jabaina and the Sanjia Yoris. What the head of Marba?
So now we've arrived at the section where we have to qualify something, and what we have to recognize is that all sentient beings have Buddha potential. I can literally translate it as all sentient beings have Buddha. But as the translators note again, that doesn't mean that there is a Buddha inside waiting to arise. It means this potential. So all sentient beings have this Buddha potential. In the same way that Buddha Shakyamuni was able to achieve his enlightenment, we can do the same because we have the same thing which can be converted into that enlightenment, and that is the mental consciousness. Our mental consciousness, just like the Buddha's mental consciousness, is not truly established. So before the Buddha was enlightened, he had this not truly established mental consciousness that allowed for this transformation. Likewise, we have this mental consciousness that has this potential. Therefore, we say that all sentient beings have Buddha with parentheses potential. So this mental consciousness that we possess is that potential. Dixon.
Godel Chenrezig do Teang, Hajeba the Debat Saba, Toji Jambe Dajan, Langomachawala, Puduson, Mengewa Terrace, Kajil.
Discourage.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, tu chena. Okay, nga de ragien.
Yeah.
Okay, then a tambo de she gare.
Teang Hashibatar, Debas Saba, Toji Jambe Dajans.
Teang Hashibatar.
Hashibatar, Debasa Shabatukalo, Nebu Toji Song on Shana Chiba.
Oh, less so.
Taju Ores. Hashibatar, Deba Saba, Nebu Toji Jambe, Toji Tonyukune, Shana Chiba Deba Tatures, Dajan, Langoma Chavala Puduson, Mangiva Terrace, Deba Taba Inaya, Tolan, Julichel, Tarim Chanagres, Deba Taba Inaya, Coati, Nebana, Long Oman Comalandral, Shedaka Tarim Chan, Kudundures, Comanjola Pudusma, Mangiva Terrace, Kajila Jimba Tawata, Chudinson in Debo, Lonshe dans le pension Sobanjua, Tabo, 다부시 중앙 동화당 본선의 공부시비 공비 셰바 주튼당 공비 셰바 주튼 남미 주튼 사요로 안 셰바 주튼지 하양 젬바다 수진지 그자저와 좀 메뉴바다 카질라 나기 수진라 소베 셰바 주튼 렌다 준샤순 중앙 중내 르동롱쇼수 방송소바 용원 만종바당 카질랑 하셔버터 롱단토비 상선라 콘트 제마타 까바지기 조버 드네빌라지 도방가지 콘트 상바 지제나 란드 줄라 여바 마타야 까바지기 연지 란드바 베도 송아 다보데스 도나 마가완 다발라 라가 디셰바 가이마 타지 다 마고바탄 다와 고아종발라 디셰바 가이 타지 좀 마고바 마고 삼냐모스 어디바 담브레 다니부터 청요군의 사단 제바이나 안디바 다는 그래서 이내 랑고마야 지알던 셔라 타리무 차도 그래서 디바 다바 이나야 소나저랑 고난에 로얄 타리무 차도 그래서 어디 난다들 해도와
Let me just make sure something here.
대응 하시버도 디바 사바 또이 장비 다장 냐부터 사단 디바 다바 이나야 랑고마지와 비도 송아 먹게와 따라서 디바 다바 이나야 소나저랑 로얄 타리무 차도 그래서 먹게와 따라 카질라 젬바당와당 수진송 윤제보 롱슈당 젬바당 젬베 롱슈 팅지데 와데 가서 그래 젬바당 롱슈 용 그래 수진송 들으지고 또 말해 젬바당와당 수진송 롱슈당 젬베 롱슈 네 방송 소바 네 방송 소바 제바데 던주 된 방송 소바 제바데 수진 제비 말에 르 방송 소바 용아 다부시 중앙 동화당 본선라 공비 셰바 주튼지 다 주튼 제버들 셰바 주튼 제버들 용아 주튼 제버스 니에도 말바 셰바 주튼 제버들 용아 주튼 제버 가서 되라도 손으로 여들어 셰바 주튼 제버 용아 주튼 제버 그나 샤차야 초반부야 되게 네 가왈로 조사등에 이나티 셰바 주튼들 네 저와셔말야 드나진 네 샤차와도 초반부야 되는 오면도 가왈을 들어와다 데바사케네 대인사데 된다부 인사데 셰바 주튼도 용화 주튼
Nyawajetan?
용화 주튼 다 가와사바이나 도와 용거로다 도와 용거로와 데바사바이나 동행 용거로다 용화 주튼
Okay, so actually we're beginning on 157, moreover, but I'll just read. Therefore, concerning this, the Master Bhava Bhega states, as already explained, that in the case of both the purification of non-virtue by the four powers of confession, the destruction of roots of virtue by wrong views and malice, the seeds of virtue or non-virtue cannot give rise to effects even though they may later meet with the requisite conditions, just as spoiled seeds will not give rise to sprouts even though they may meet with the requisite conditions. And moreover, so this will begin a section where there's the sache gatsu the wenjang the sache gatsu yere the deyang a sheba
대응 하셔봐 담브레
then a gatsu yere je
니바제 노아 Niba tere luwa, jang sayada.
The gatsire, the Chanka gatsire. Okay, so not sure of the exact number of divisions there'll be, but we begin here, moreover, one of the divisions, and then it ends it thus. Moreover, as explained, even though you cleanse your accumulation of sins through the purification by the four powers, this does not contradict the fact that you are slow to produce the higher paths. Accordingly, for some persons, anger destroys, for instance, their resources and excellent body, the respective effects of giving, gifts, and safeguarding ethical discipline. So we see in the Precious Garland where we see the statement by Nagarjuna, from generosity comes the enjoyments, from ethics happiness. So we see these points that are made, and from patience, beauty, and so forth. So we see that all of these things are results, and the points are made. But it says that here, the respective effects of giving gifts and safeguarding ethical discipline, which are the resources and excellent body and happiness, according to the Nagarjuna quote, which is referring to higher realms or liberation, but is unable to destroy their ability to easily produce roots of virtue, again through giving gifts and safeguarding ethical discipline by means of the causally concordant behavioral effect of their habituation to generosity and an attitude of abstention. For other persons, anger destroys the continuous occurrence of a similar type of causally concordant virtuous behavior like ethical self-discipline and so on, but does not destroy the occurrence of an excellent body, resources, and the so forth. So it's saying that the more normal types of effects of an excellent body and resources and so forth are very easily accumulated through these activities, but the higher paths are more refined and require more refined practices. It says, some bodhisattvas realize a path through which they progress to perfection within one eon. For instance, if they do not generate anger toward a bodhisattva who has obtained a prediction of his or her upcoming enlightenment, as explained earlier. If they produce a single angry thought towards such a bodhisattva, this path is not expelled from their mind stream, but their progress on the path becomes slow for the length of an eon. So it's showing these occurrences don't occur quickly. We're talking in terms of eons, multiple eons, for a liberation to take place, for this refinement of one's consciousness towards one that is all positive, without negative. So we see that there are various types of results. There are the results that are concordant because of familiarity, and then causally concordant behavioral results. So meaning familiar, the Yanjir Suranang, the Depo, Ni, Yomar,
Sheba Jutun to Nyawa Jutun.
Okay.
Sheba Jutun to Nyawa Jutun Sora. Sheba Jutun is the Pana Goya Abdru the Kenchima, Chendele, Goya Abdru, and Sashimale, what the Castle Goadru Gabadan, and the Doyung was one thing.
Dene?
Deba Saba Inaya, and Sashimale, what the Dungan, the Nyawa Jutun, the Sheba Jutun was. Nyua jutun ta dungai nyua di jirwa. Sheba jutun te tabi deba saba te, yanja deba saba. What you want to mandua.
Nyawa jutun sheba, the chapagare, gongya mebachig rimaching, sopolagu, the ngay yapu shingme.
Ta gawa saba ina, sheba jutun sana. Sheba jutun sana gawa sha chawa to chobambi wala suba. Tatul gawarwa. Te sheba jutun shuo sana. Tshishimalaya Shachawadan, Chubambiwala Sota Yungujiro, Sheba Judu. Nua Judu, Goala then Dawayungurva. What does one say?
Oh, okay. So there are concordant behavioral and concordant resultant effects. And I'm going to explain these because I don't know if those are the exact words. But when we look at the way that things come into being, for instance, if someone enjoys making prostrations and enjoys engaging in virtuous activities in this lifetime and becomes very familiar with that process, in the future lifetime, their behavior will be concordant. They will, because of this familiarization. The other is the result of the actual behavior. So the result of virtue is happiness. The result of non-virtue is suffering. So the effects, so a concordant effect and then the concordant behavior. So the result meaning that which the actual virtue or non-virtue produces, and then the result behaviorally that it produces. So these are the two different categories when we're looking at this mass of different categories. Concordant, not truly established. Less so?
What the Meg is rule never but Nyaruguru. What the Naji and the Yabatos on Shadan Chivaina, Debal donation in Nebajuro. What the Nuru.
So just like when you take medicine, for instance, it has the power to, for instance, if you have cancer or you have tuberculosis, when you take medicine, it starts to work away at that disease itself. The medicine begins to counteract it. Likewise, when we apply the four opponent powers, parentheses of regret, commitment, antidote, and basis, if we apply these, then this works in the same way that taking medicine does to an illness. It slowly gets rid of our negativity, but it doesn't instantly just happen. So there are remaining things, and the higher realizations take much longer to manifest.
What the Java Tomaban Tatibaton also Deba Musano, what the Sankan of the Nibal.
So since beginningless time, we've accumulated non-virtue, and all of that non-virtue within our continuum that we've accumulated has the ability to produce experience.
What the Yabatos song when then the Sanjik Sanga, 3 Buddha, what the Jeva in the Debal Nuru was.
So, because all of this potential exists, if we apply the four opponent powers and engage in the antidote practices within the four opponent powers of reciting the 35 Buddhas of confession or doing the name mantras of the Buddha and so forth, we can then get rid of our non-virtue or our misdeeds we've previously created in the same way, so they don't give rise to suffering. We reduce their potential to give rise to suffering and eventually get rid of them altogether.
Gawali Devan Juma to Galo and Swajig Lonkona Latene, Taka the Shintu Kojo, the Shintu Kojo Matu, or the Lela Shetu Mares, Venjan de Kachins, Swaji Najig Lontan, Tulatembi, Rebala Dene, Lontan Rebala Dene, Cheguba, Conan Hayu, Lebar Soro Tela, Cheba Shawos. What the Andiwa Sanji Sunkujula, Kashi Tazunchejuba, Tumba Yetente, then you couldn't Isha. Suitalamal, Nanele, Suitalamal, Genellis Baba is what to the
Okay, so now we move on to the next section, number 2, and it says, in brief, just as in the case of the purification of non-virtue, there is no need to purify every behavioral effect. So with respect to the destruction of virtue, there is no need to destroy every behavioral effect. However, as this is important and as it is critical to analyze it using the scriptures of the unique Buddha and the reasoning based on them, you should research the scriptures well and do an analysis. Thus, and do an analysis. I believe that's where number 2 ends. Let me check that. Let me just say the commentary first. So this is a very similar sentiment that's being presented here, as in Aryadeva's 400 verses, where it speaks about dealing with the hidden phenomenon and manifest phenomenon. And it's if you are having trouble with respect to what is extremely hidden that the Buddha has presented, it says in Aryadeva's 400 verses, it says then rely on something which is just a hidden phenomenon, such as emptiness. Whoever doubts what the Buddha has said about that which is extremely hidden should rely on emptiness, which is hidden, and gain conviction in him alone. So when we look at presentations the Buddha made, we have manifest presentations, hidden and extremely hidden. Hidden requiring reliance on a sign, extremely hidden relying on scripture. So that's why the extremely hidden requires this faith in scripture, this that arises through what Aryadeva says is relying on topics that are hidden, that can be proven through correct signs, and then you then get a faith from knowing that those hidden things are correct to believe that the others that are presented are. And then in Dharmakirti's Pramanavartika Karika, the commentary on the compendium of valid on Dignaga's Dharmakirti's commentary on Dignaga's compendium of valid cognition states that you alone are a presenter of the Four Noble Truths. All other topics are presented as truth. There's something to this effect. I've been looking for the exact quote, but I haven't found that from the Pramanavartika. It's really short, and it's very subtle. But that's the gist of it, is that the Buddha is only the one who has presented the Four Noble Truths correctly, and based on that, all the other presentations are accurate. And that's how you arrive at this faith through analysis. And let's go. Then the Nipa Kabarka Rinpoche.
Nipa then the Kasamadu. The Dana Raganame Ito Moa Che Jaba Pemba dance. That Diba Magola Dene Name Ito Moa Che Jaba Ni do Hela Suba to Zero. Che Jaba Pemba dance. Jenji Name Che Ito Moa Jimba dance. Lata me Deva Pemba. Goala Dene. And Ito Moa Badu Memba. Badu Memba Yuma Yorota. Takaji go to your maris. Goal the one you are down, Magawal doing you at the Yaman Gugundus, Gubane, Yemi Maton Chenrezig, Maton Yemi sauce, Goal the one you were down, Dibale doing you be Yemi the parent of Maton Chenrezig, what the Goal the one you mare, and Dibale doing Dunga Maris, Yuba Gugundus, Gubane, Maton Yemi sauce, what they call Maton Susan, what they could tell out what Yemi is.
So Rinpoche said 2 doesn't seem to have an ending point that he finds, so I think it's just the second section. This is all the second section, until I guess we would get to another point in the commentary. And as a translator's note, you see that a lot in there where you're not sure where it ends, and it just does. So so let me just reread. In brief, just as in the case of the purification of non-virtue, there is no need to purify every behavioral effect. So with respect to the destruction of virtue, there is no need to destroy every behavioral effect. However, as this is important and as it is critical to analyze it using the scriptures of the unique Buddha and the reasoning based on them, you should research the scriptures well and do an analysis. analysis. Thus, the invisible faults of anger are that it projects its own fruitions, which are extremely unpleasant, and that it prevents the arising of measureless, very pleasant fruitions of its opposite, virtue. So these points that are being made are extremely hidden phenomena, that virtue gives rise to happiness, non-virtue gives rise to suffering. These are things that we have to, as it says here, research scriptures well and do an analysis on. So these aren't things we can rely on sign from our own side just to prove. These are things that we need to rely on scripture and analyze scripture to come to believe. So then now it will get into the when we analyze virtue and we analyze non-virtue, we look at the faults of non-virtue, the downfalls of it, the benefits of virtue. So now we'll get into the negative or the downfalls of non-virtue. So it says the faults of anger visible in this lifetime are that you do not experience a peaceful and good mind. The joy and happiness that you had previously perish, and you cannot regain them. You cannot sleep well, and you weaken the stability wherein your mind stays calm. I don't know where Rinpoche stopped. When you have great hatred, even those for whom you formerly cared forget your kindness and kill you. Even friends and relatives will get annoyed and leave you. The nyeme.
Diba mago saba ina diba tsindele ya tene yabu yung mares. Tonshu nyeme nes tonshu tsindele lagruwa. Tonshu nyeme ne diba sa de gentele yi sheshin diba nyashin se yi sheshin yi de sheshin diba nyanu gres. Diba nyasu munywa dans diba de yung mares nyasu munywa dans. Gawa dan dawa nga yue ban ji shin dawa dan gawa yue lu ji dawa yi ji dawa nga yue ba de so ngalo me ba cha na gres ji shin shema la matu ba dan shema lo de dawa dan yi dawa tu ma res matu ba dan ni me be shin so de di ba sa de gan de lo de sen ni de ya ba yong ma ni me te shin
Yes,
sen ne do ne bi Temba nyamba dans, ne sen temba me bachagaris. Temba nyamba dans. Shedan shechewa yina, kontro shechewa yina, ha trinji jambe jang. Trinji ne, suba dans, za sheche jang, ne sun ne, pongwa dans, jembe du jang, ne medeba la suba de. Medeba suba de, so de, shedan, kontro shechewa yina, until nyemi de yoris shedan she chena nga tinji jambe ane nga tinji jam phamala subi tenje ne gres tenje ne ane phamala subi suba da zashi ji jang suena pon da susu phamada robutsu ge pon yores pon da jembe du jang ne medo bas jima tamba ina ya ono du tout mares me de bala suba de so son du sona shwenju le shedan song saint chana yin shi wa nyam nyu gadan de wa matula nyem yu shi temba joro kada no da kudi ne jinji de la tenjuba tada jane dan dembe ne jebun de la soba sans ane susu pembo de telo soya la soba tene yongor sa go soba go ti da she jo she o tene ku joba ngama tene je san de pama binja ngalo sen le maga jebu yong mares ti da she jo anjoro jembe du jan teme jemba tama ina de del tenga maris dona troa de neba tene gaya yo mai longlan de je ka du na yo maris te dona troa de neba longlan ka de je neba de ne tene gaya ju gaya yo maris yo mai jesus Jero le jang, True Mei, Jindu Nyajona, True Mei, Jindu Nyajona, Jenji Jen, Zombo Yomanam. Meten Zombo Dala, Nyeju Jan, Chu Sungu, Sen Dugan Juro. Dala Pembi Dunru, Jejute, Chu Duna, Lenge, Lange, Chu Dune, Lenge, Lengen Roa, Shes, Lengen Roa. Langen Roa, Langaba Ngandu Lang. Ngandu Nyawa Yeta Tundula Subatan Rugades. Tratan Tundu Pale, Nyaban Joros, Henda Nyandagres, Namati Abbot, Traba Nyandagres, Tunda to come, Tunda Nyandagres, Tunda Yomares, Nyaban Joros, Dawa Maji, Moji, Payan Nyas, and then Dawa the Matsivachi, Chunga the Man Yan Watanaji, what the Susu Gawata, the Wakama Nyandagres, Payan Yang, Zashita Rodo, Juju Chang, True Marie, Yansa, Don Juros, Zashisu Shidaka Besada Jiba Inaya, and the Colon and then Ribi Yansa Don Yawan Chialas over the Yundugres, Yawan Don Jur Penta, Never Senla, Lunyane, Pemba, Jil Pembadan, the Nebi Senla, Lunyane, Pechin Gashin, Send Mumbanjoro. True DB Len Conchebes, Controlana Debug Little Combustion Garota, Conchebe, Nason Tato, Loja, Dunganu. What the Nason Chen, what the Lujata Momadegu Jagares? Naba Chembo Shebe, Shanyeje. Naba Chembo Shebe, Shanyeje, Dejan Tele, Haba Jisha Yusa. Naba Chembo Shebe, Shani, Dejan Tela, Haba Jisha, Daggy Telchia, Mars, Truan Nagi, Dra, Namana, what the Truad is Trua. Dra. Dagi, Tata, Shine, Tatabi, Conlon about the Junior, but Shine, Daytona, Truata, Chibu Sushi Zobashi, Jesus,
The Shloka did donagare, de tune draw, did donagare, draw da.
Kabadu.
The Tama, the Jerup Tam, the Tama, the
Daytona,
Dagi dida Shene,
Truatas, Daytona, Truata, Chibu Sushi,
the donagare.
Truata, Chibu Sushi, Zobashis,
Jepo, the Dungya, the Migewa Jepo, the Control Jepo,
Magoa Magoa Shibitune, Truata, Longlandake, Truata, Chibu Sushis, Controlandake, the Sushi Zobashi, Shigamaris.
That's so.
Sushi Zobashi, Shigamaris. Jason sauce, there's Mamadokale,
That's so. Okay, so now we have, thus the invisible faults of anger are that it projects its own fruitions which are extremely unpleasant, and it prevents the arising of the measureless, very pleasant fruitions of its opposite, virtue. So we don't see these actual form, there's not an actual form we see when the faults of anger arise, but they give rise to unpleasant results, and they get rid of those things which give rise to pleasant results. So they serve as opponents to the pleasant results and opponents to those which give rise to pleasant results. The faults of anger visible in this lifetime are that you do not experience a peaceful and good mind. The joy and happiness that you had previously perish, and you cannot regain them. You cannot sleep well, and you weaken the stability wherein your mind stays calm. When you have great hatred, even those for whom you formerly cared forget your kindness and kill you. Even friends and relatives will get annoyed and leave you. Although you gather others with your generosity, they will not stay, and so on. So even though you engage in generosity, which makes people want to be around you, they won't stay around. They will just leave after the generosity. There isn't any certainty that's created because of this negativity that you have. So it's showing the downfalls of this anger that and what it gives rise to that you can see actually in this lifetime. As a negativity. So then it says, engaging in the Bodhisattva deed says, so in Shantideva's Guide to the Bodhisattva's Way of Life, in the grasp of the mental pains of hate, your mind does not experience peace. You do not find joy or happiness. Sleep does not come, and you become unstable. Even those who depend on a master who cares for them with wealth and services will overcome and kill a master who gets angry. His anger disheartens friends. Though he gathers people with gifts, they will not serve him. In brief, no angry person is happy. So here, Lama Tsongkhapa is presenting the text that he got the information about the downfalls or negativities in this lifetime of anger. And it's saying that even those who rely on someone, if that person is very angry all the time, they might even kill that person, even though they rely on them. So it's showing how in this lifetime there are clear negativities that it can be seen of anger. And then it says the garland of birth stories. So these are the previous life stories of Buddha's previous lives, Buddha Shakyamuni's previous lives, the Jataka Mala. The garland of birth stories also says, when your complexion is spoiled by the fire of anger, you cannot look good. Though adorned with jewelry, you may sleep on a good bed, but your mind suffers the sharp pains of anger. You forget to achieve goals beneficial to yourself. Tormented by anger, you take an evil path. You ruin the achievement of your aims and your good name. Your grandeur fades like the waning moon. Though your friends love you, you fall into an abyss of wrong, weakening your intelligence about what is helpful and what is harmful. You mostly transgress and your mind becomes confused. Through anger, you are accustomed to sinful acts. So you suffer for 100 years in miserable realms. What harm greater than this could be done, even by enemies avenging the great harm you have done? This anger is the enemy. This anger is the inner enemy. I know it to be so. Who can bear its proliferation? So it is showing all the negativities of anger. And it's saying that, Rinpoche pointed this out twice, through anger you are accustomed to sinful acts. So when you're angry, it's very easy for you to engage in negativity. It's very natural, if you will, to engage in non-virtue. So you suffer for 100 years in miserable realms. What harm greater than this could be done, even by enemies avenging the great harm you have done? You couldn't even, if it's saying that this anger is the real inner enemy. Their external enemies don't even have this kind of power over you that internal enemy does, as far as the results that you have in your lifetime. One enemy doesn't have the same power that your internal enemy of anger does because of what it produces all the time. Dixon. I said, the Kanga Loso Rinpoche. Chiran the ngay sampa ngay the deda la sopi nyemi namdru ale janwa la ngepa denbo nyenye du gompa jao de jeja je de toga
nyenye du gompa jao ale
the shesung so the jerap shesung so
tata na shwenju le sirwa shenon tabi diba me zoba tabi katu me te zola na den do handu chuchi gomba sha shesung ba taras
Ki kavya. Shesun so dida so de dida data in.
제송도 다달라 수비 예민나 추 초알렌 중와사 다 디바메게 예민도 초알레 콘돌레 중와레스 중와라 내가 내가 녀녀 집어도 어데 살모부터는 주센다 롱다 뭐 산단 산모부터 거레스 온데 녀녀도 공부하셔오 다다나 견줄레 시단다베 디바메 ane zoba tabi kato mes shidang control che deba yo mares ane zoba gomba le che na gwa yo mares tabi kato me ti zola ne den to hadu che gomba chas tene yin so za ane zoba gomba de shida ne de jin so so che gores
Lesso.
gomba che she somba tar pen da nyeme zoba gomba pen ma gomba nyeme control nyeme what is pen the sun down was pen the nyeme is
Lesso.
zoba pen control nyeme tong hwa do dans la godomane zoba gongba lambe do godomane zoba gongores kamba tambi jusene jondele 자수치 미 최상지 내가 메뉴 바다를 디나바 미비 네창 내가 메뉴 소스 다 오만 조비란데 이제로 조비란데 자수치 미 어때 다가 주야르는 아주 체자도 말해 제 상지 상 추야 상을 제베이나 상다가 주여서 어때 잠깐 저도 말해서 내
Shit jumbo yuna?
문에 받아서 디 남이 어디가 주여서
Lesso.
상 내가 문에서 디셔 대단 레버 이도 뭐 팬바다 디바근 레버 이도 뭐 팬바다 고알 너바시바 디바데고 레버 이도 뭐 팬네 고알 너는 그레스
Lesso.
고알 너바시바 디바네 메저발레 제 추도 쇼아 여바 많이 놓아서 메저발레 와디 제 추도 쇼아 네 디바 요 말레스 무저바도 콘르도 어때 디바 체슈를 송데 이자래 여보 마이노 셰송바 따라 인데 남의 이도 뭐 치치와 진장 그자면 요나 대장도 디치와 미비시로사 남의 이도 뭐 치치 남의 이도 뭐 체체보 진장스 남의 이도 뭐 쳐봤던 집아이나야 그자면 요나 대장 디바치와 말레스 저 미비시로 왜자 남이 처쳐와 진바다 그단 주바니까 추비 예반 예주네 시단을 젬바 모데 알레 준딜라 코반데비 로다다
Yeah, then
담비 추모다 네 샹센단 라마라 수비 체도 수진 나제제바 소데 사두리 셰바샤오스
Lesso.
사두리 셰바샤오 도디 제르마지고데 다송도와 셰송바다르 남의 이도 모모 체체완진장스 남의 이도 모 체체완진장 그자면 요나 안타상 데바쳐 말레스 쳐 미비셔로
Shedan kona yoma.
왜자
Lesso.
남이 처처완진바다 남이 처처와 녀알 제와라 수비 남이 처처완진바다 그잔조바니까 수비 년슈네 시단레 제마 시단레 제마 뭐요아레스
Lesso.
로달레 로다
Lesso.
오늘 gaza nyungen zu de loda de khone ni ge nyung song yo de
Less so.
yema mo de jundi la ko ba le jundi yo ma su ko ba de ba ina wo de gaza nyung ro de a
Less so.
ko ba de be loda da da bi chue bon wa da bi chue bon wa da shan shan da lama la su bi su ba la che du sue jin nga je ba su de la du le she ba sha wo
So
네, 그래서 아주 그 대바 현자 로다 당 어떤 데서게 관중으로 그래서다.
less so.
맞아. 남의 처치 완전 받아. 그래서 아주 니가 초비니 쉬네. 시단에 제바 몬테스. 그래서 중에도 어때 시단 공주 책을 말들 제바 뭐 요아레스.
Less so.
쇼스나 준디라 고반데 로다 그래서 자와 줘봐 인스. 로다 당스
Less so.
담비 쳐보았어. 담비 쳐보았다. 담비 쳐서 요 말을 라바이나. 그다 종로 거저로 와. 근데 샤센 라마라. 샤센 당 라마라 소발. 체도 써봐. 샤주 삼바다 라마라 체도 써봐. 체수 제바 도수게 체도 쇠지. 나제 제바 소테스. 나제 제바이나. 라마레가 케도 제바이나. 어디 그다 종로 거저로 와다.
Less so.
어디 소송도는 라우딜레 샤진도 라우딜 송도스
Less so.
셰버자오스
Touche.
야 갈레주가
Okay, so now, right at the bottom of 158, meditate until you are firmly convinced that grave consequences such as these arise from anger. Thus, engaging in the Bodhisattva deeds says, there is no sin like hatred, there is no fortitude like patience. Therefore, earnestly cultivate patience in a variety of ways. So here it's saying, be very careful to cultivate patience. We've already shown how negative anger can be and what negativities arise from anger. So when we look at these two, we look at anger and we look at patience, and we were to list all the benefits and the negativities of each, we would find that the hatred would be negative, and would have many downfalls, and that patience would have many benefits. So we need to be very careful to cultivate patience because it serves as an opponent to our anger. So when we have this patience, it abandons our anger, and we see here that that anger can get rid of our root virtues accumulated since beginningless time. And it says, first understand the benefits and faults, and then strive to cultivate patience in many ways. So benefits and faults of patience, benefits and faults of hatred. And then it says you'll cultivate patience in many ways. The reason behind the first line is set forth in Chandrakirti's explanation of the Middle Way commentary. So this is an auto commentary. So Chandrakirti wrote the entrance to the Middle Way, which is a commentary on Nagarjuna's Mulya Madhyamika Karika, the wisdom text. Then Chandrakirti wrote an auto commentary on his commentary of that text. So this is that. And it says Chandrakirti's explanation of the Middle Way commentary. You cannot measure the fruitions of anger just as you cannot measure the water in the ocean with a balance scale. Therefore, for projecting unpleasant effects and damaging virtue, there is no sin greater than patience. When Rinpoche and I started laughing, I said, well, what if you had a really big balance scale? So that's what we were laughing about. So anyway, although other sins result in extremely unpleasant fruitions, there are no great sins on that account alone, given that they do not destroy roots of virtue. So here the point that's going to be made now is that this hatred that's being presented is not the only high-level negativity that can destroy roots of virtue. It's saying that that there are many others that do. So it says, still, there are many wrongs other than anger that combine both production of a terrible fruition and destruction of the roots of virtue. So Rinpoche said an example of a terrible fruition would be, for instance, rebirth in the lowest realm of the hell realms. So that would be an example of a terrible fruition. So it's saying that that terrible fruitions can be produced by other things other than hatred, and now it gives the examples. Wrong views that deny cause and effect, abandoning the sublime teachings, generating pride in relation to bodhisattvas, gurus, and the like, and thus terribly belittling them, and so forth. You can know of these from the Compendium of Trainings. So, Compendium of Trainings is a text by Shantideva, who wrote the Guide to the Bodhisattva's Way of Life, and in it he presents these points. Now, if we were to look at it in a debate format and we were to say, it is hatred is the only negativity that destroys roots of virtue. Someone would say, no, it's not. And then they would say, posit that which destroys roots of virtue, that is not hatred. Then, so they would say, show, which means posit that. So posit something which destroys roots of virtue, but isn't hatred. So when they say show, you would say wrong views that deny cause and effect, abandoning the sublime teachings, generating pride in relation to bodhisattvas and gurus and the like, and thus terribly belittling them. So these are examples of that which is a destroyer of a root virtue, but not hatred. If you looked at it in a debate format, you would say, the person would present and say, hatred's the only thing that destroys root virtue. And the person sitting would say, Dhamma Drup, that sign's not established. And then the person would say, oh, it's not? Posit that which is a destroyer of root virtue, but not hatred. Like, show me what you're saying, and then you would present these. Rinpoche presented it like that, so I wanted to present it the way he did. Diso. So now we're going to get into the divisions of patience.
Zoba Jebala Ni Nuji Neba Jebala Muzoba Gabatan Nuji Jebala Magashi Gubala Gawa Gaba was Sajani Digua Nuji La Chimanyam Zoba. That Nuji La Chimanyam Zoba second Dagan Sungasu Kona Jabaina and until Nasana Jurota, till Chimanyamba Zoba Dioroda. Don't get on Zoba. And there was Kaja to Euro, don't get the Yena, the Zubul Pangers on the Kaja Woro. Don't get on Lejuba. Nisha Jandisa.
Draw.
Yeah.
Then a Sumba?
Chulang and Saint Jubas and that, Hamatsuki Chuk on the Jibaina, Nan Tatabi Chut Rugi in Yabi, San Luchivach and Tenishila, Chulang and Saint Juba in Sare.
Chula Nesen Zupa. Ngama nge
Hamatsuki Gawakanda drew Yobaina, Tanajan Nan Rugi in Yabi, San Luchivach and Shila, and Chulang and Saint Jubas.
Okay. All right. So now again, page 159, category number 3, the divisions of patience. So there are 3 categories in the divisions of patience. First, developing the patience of disregarding harm done to you. Second, developing the patience of accepting suffering. And number 3, developing the patience of the certitude about the teachings. And then the divisions also have divisions. So we see that this first category, developing the patience of disregarding harm done to you, has 2 categories: stopping impatience with those who harm you, and second, stopping both dislike for harm doers' attainments and delight in their troubles. So these are the 2 categories. But going back up to the top, when we look at the divisions of patience, the first category, developing the patience of disregarding harm done to you, Rinpoche said that we can use the idea of a needle for both 1 and 2. So when you're getting an injection, there's harm that's being done to you. Someone is putting a needle into your body. There's, I think the word is almost like stabbing. But you aren't looking at it that way because of the reason that you're doing it. So you're disregarding that harm that's done to you. The second, developing patience of accepting suffering, would be, use the example of a needle again. You recognize that the benefit that will come from that injection, so you accept that pain because of the benefit that will arise. So 1 and 2 are slightly different, but the needle example can be used for both of them, because your harm is being done to you when an injection is being given, but for purpose. And the patience of accepting the suffering, you're accepting that prick of the needle has to happen for your benefit. And then number 3, developing the patience of certitude about the teachings. It's gathering certainty. Just as I practiced before, in the virtue that I engaged in before, which I believe will give rise to happiness, I will engage in the future. So this patience of just the patience of developing this certitude. As I practiced before, I will engage in this way. Dikso.
단 뇌지라 주면요 저버들 사진이 되거든. 뇌지라 주면요 저버라 저버제벌라니 뇌지지 너바제벌라 머저바 가바스 뇌지지 너바제바이나 될 머저바다 가바제 머저는 지금 말 저바 공고레스 레도 그래.
That's
뇌지 저벌라 머가신 구벌라 가와스 단 수수 마가사들 쿠슈브 차바이나 마가신 코마주브 차소나 가와 what 가우레스
the Yajasurana Gonga Mebachi, the me silbal.
뇌지 조발라스 너바지한테 쿠슈브 차바이나 리치 차바이나 안 마가와 제그레스 네 조알라 마가신스 구발라 가와 쿠슈브 차바이나 가보 what 던지가 마테니
The Nupa Ken Shupaja Shupachason. Okay. Konso data tri the Kejorson. Okay. Lessa.
That normal needed Nujila Jumanabe Nujila Nuji never shebala Mazoba Gabatlani. The Geshe Batan, Dunkewa, Shebala, Mazoba Gabatan, Koasuji Geshe Batan, Nyabasu Sun Shebala, Mazoba Gabos, until a Sajini Dimudwa, Tamulani, Nujila Gemina Zobalani, and the Geshe Batan. The Geshe Batan and Dunkewa Shebala, the Geshe Batan, Dunkewa Shebala, Mazoba Gabas, Mazob and Digmaris Gagurva, Koasuji Geshe Bas, and the Jendak Suzulaji, Niamana, the taking your way in what the Geshe to the Geshe Batan, Nieba Susun, Nieba su sun sheba, Mazoba Gabos, Nieba su sun sheba, Mazoba Gaba, Nieba la soba, Chankasun Olum Lego is there. Mazoba Gaba o. That Nambuterwa,
The Korwado.
the Geshe Batan, Dungenshibala Mazoba Gaba, Telani, Choasha Mariba, Nembatans. Choashawa riba tembas, Longlan Rigmares, Sawashawa riba tembas, Sawa du Gongina, and the Abures, Ninje. That number Choashawa Mariba, Tembatala Sunre, you Latin Choa Mariba, you Latin Choa Mariba, Ten Latin Choa Mariba,
That's so.
Sajisun Jundua.
That's so.
That you Latin Choa Mariba, the Saji Chusum Mariba. Jusun. Kazunga Rose Chin Rodan, Yazana, Yabre.
Yule.
You Latin Choa Maribatala, Saji Jusun.
Okay.
Jusun non Tombut in the Malewarita.
Okay, that's going Chumambulas. Okay, so okay, so the divisions of patience are those 3, and then the first division has 2. Okay, so I'm just going to read it again. Okay, so the three divisions of patience: developing the patience of disregarding harm done to you, developing the patience of accepting suffering, and developing the patience of certitude about the teachings. The first category, developing the patience of disregarding harm done to you, has two categories: stopping impatience with those who harm you, and stopping both dislike for harm doers' attainments and delight in their troubles. First category, stopping impatience with those who harm you, has two parts: stopping impatience with those who prevent your happiness and with those who cause you to suffer. And two, stopping impatience with those who prevent your praise, fame, or honor, with those who have contempt for you or say offensive or unpleasant things to you. Just going back, Rinpoche made one point. If we look at number one, the first division of patience, developing patience of disregarding harm done to you, stopping impatience with those who harm you. The way you stop impatience is by practicing patience. So patience serves as an antidote or an opponent to impatience. So you engage in the meditation on patience of those who harm you. So this falls categorically still the patience of disregarding harm done to you. The second, stopping both dislike for harm doers' attainments and delight in their troubles. So for instance, if somebody who is harmful to others becomes rich, if you don't, you need to stop this disliking of that. And if somebody who harms others, for instance, suddenly has problems, you shouldn't rejoice in that. So it's saying that if you see those who harm others, if they become rich, you should have the patience that gets rid of the dislike for them having riches or attainments. And you should have the patience that gets rid of delighting in any troubles they have because you don't like them. So this is all part of patience. Patience not only for those who you like, but patience for those who you dislike as well. It's all sentient beings. So now, let's see. Now, going back, number one of that subcategory, stopping impatience with those who prevent your happiness and with those who cause you to suffer. Stopping impatience, and there are two parts: showing that anger is unjustified, and number two, showing that compassion is appropriate or the right way. And then showing that anger is unjustified has three parts. On analysis of the object, anger is unjustified, the subject, anger is unjustified, and the basis, anger is unjustified. And we're getting there. And then the first category, on analysis of the object, anger is unjustified. There's this first category. And under that, Jayan Sheba says, Jusum? There are 13 different categories. So we're going to begin now with on analysis of whether the object has self-control, anger is unjustified. Then Rinpoche, the ewa je. Less so. Ale, gangen sene laman son kappa je. Ewa je. Giant Sheba Jusum? Ale, okay, then laman son kappa je. Ewa je. Okay, so it's the main category of, and on analysis of the object, anger is unjustified, that there are 13 parts, according to Jayan Sheba. I was just saying to Rinpoche, I'd have to quickly look in the text. There's 4 parts, according to Lama Tsongkhapa, but we see a lot where Lama Tsongkhapa will have less categories, and then Jayan Sheba will expand on Lama Tsongkhapa's points. So I think that's where we are, but we'll get started and find out. 405, where are we?
What the Tomba de Ware Rawan Yume Tana Mariba ne Rawan Yume Tane and the Troa Mariba Lulamba Mariba ne Neji la Troa Ribi Jusen Kain Hanto Taba Javos Neji la Troa and this was never taken Lulabe Lula Troa Ribi Jusen Karendo Taji Gores Tabar Shavo Taba na Te rang la nyoba shendo chi samba hondo tang ne yu rang ki dwa kaba le dang sen la yi do mo yu do nge kebe so nya nas tan ne ji de kula long la gu ju sen de ne ji la chua ri bi ju sen kan yin nya do da ba sha wo da da ba na ne ji la chu gu ju sen de san dang wo ya res
That's
de rang la nyoba shendo samba chamba ku nga la nyoba shendo samba yue zang ane nga ku long lang gu wa res ju sen ji je samba khuan tang ne yu tang ne yu rangi dewa ka bang rangi dewa la nyoba jen dewa ka bang le dang sen yi do mo yu de nge je bi sos le dang sen le yi do mo yu de nge je ba Dengan zugun dos, te soza nga long go res.
Go me Pachig Rimshi Chiran Kabiore. The Jipchanga Yene Kabiore, nga de data. Ni lasso. Go get me Pachig. The Zugu. Okay, Tuche. Then a Yuldang. Yul, okay. Yul Chen.
Yula Tro Mariba, Yula Tro Mariba, Tella.
Okay.
Then the Tro Mariba Sonje.
Okay.
Yula the Tro Mariba, the Juji. Tambut Juji, Tambut the Rawa, you met Tane. Tana, Mariba, no, what animal you want.
Okay. Okay, so on analysis, okay, so here we are. On analysis of the object, anger is unjustified. I'm just going to translate as we go. I'm not really sure what's. It'll all make sense in a minute, I'm sure, in my mind. So the first category, on analysis of whether the object has self-control, anger is unjustified. Ripini. Then Rawang.
Yume Tana, Mariba Nes. Raw Yume Tana, then control riba Mariba Ne. Nejila Chua Ribi Jusen, San de Tanguares, Jusen Kain Yanto. Ne. Jusen Kain Yanto Taba Shao. The Taba Na.
The Ni Rinpoche Chi. The Chi Ni. The Rawan Yume Dana Maripa Tambo Nuje La de Nipa.
Oh, the Mar the
Tambo
Mariba and so on the Coron Leon.
Okay.
Ran Yumeta and Mariba, what they call. Ran Yumeta and Mariba ne, Nuyela Troa Ribi, Jusen de San Coguares, Taba Shao, the Tabana, and the Nuji de Ranla, nobody can do, nobody in some Nanga to long Guares. Nobody can do Samba, what to Tane. Yu, ne Rangi, the Wakaban, Susu de Wamabazu, the Waskaban, le dans Saint-La, Yedo Moa, Mon Yu, de Netjebe, Jebe sauce, sans le temps de nous, l'on l'envoies. Le Dunga, il Dunga, le Saint Dunga, Jeba, ou de Justin chez nous, l'on l'envoies. Jebe so, Nyanas, Tenyan, l'on l'envoie. Kede te Ranla, Neba Majebala, Ran Yujinto, Neba Chi Chua Yinas, Tatil Chawatan Marbe, Tella Ran Ten Mede, Jeji Omen to Kune, Neba Shiba Yimbe, Chua Yins, the what Chawani Tangundua. Tella Ran Neba Jigin, Tella Ran Ten and Rawaten the Mede, Jeji Ome to Kune, what Turu Neba Jigores, Kune, Neba Shiba Yimbe, Chua Yins, Chuani Dua. That Nomot Kede, Ranla Neba Majebala, Rama Yejinto, Neba Ji Chua Yinas, tell us, Rawaten. Mede, Yenju Omen to Neba Shebala, Sheba Yimbe, Chua Yin, Tombo Dana, Ketis, Rangla neba shebala, rangwa yue yin do, neba ji chua yina, dombadana, chua yina, dombadana, chua maridis, ane wakul wade, de neba shebala, neba shebatala, rangla rangwa mebi shese, neba shebatala, ne rangla rangwa yue maris, shede, dedar, gombi nyamuji, saben yobadans nyomo saben onki anu nebaji ya sanlu de deres yobadan yunwa chujin mayimba yila sheba yunwa nebaji ga tanya bol yobadan chujin mayimba yila shebas anu kolwade chujin mayimba yila sheba shebi judansa yuni nywa nebata chujin mayimba yile nyomo jun tsawais, nyomo bachi judle, ne kala nyomo jasa yu de ta nyasa leba na, antel sanlu loba tane, chujin ma yinba yila shibe, de tsangshung na nyomo chung res. Dambo dana chua mari de, de nyoba shiba dala, rama mebi shedes, se nyoba jiba dala kulu rama yo mares, le dang nyomo bongo ku chuyo mares, de tar ngo gombi nyomo ji saben yo batang, kuy jula ngo gombi wangi nyomo bi saben yo batang, yu nyewa, chujin ma yinba, yila shibi ju tang, kena suba la tenes, ane ngo gombi wangi nyomo bi saben ti juli yo are, tene ta nyeba neba nyomo bi jenga ka chang yung du, ane kolo wate kontro tiye yung wares. Nyewa ta chujin ma yinbi yila shiba, shibi ju tang, jen na, suba na, nyomo ji ju jen su yung du, ane wate nyomo ji long lang wares. Nebi sen de je do, nya do, wate kolo nyomo bi ju tang na, ane ko nyo sen de je gu ware, nyo san tang wares. Te ma san jang, ju jen de da ki, sheba ju she tang, san lo ma tang ba yin na ya, ko nyomo ji ju jen tang de tang, ane ju jen de yung ki wate, chi nyoba je ge res. Jeba ju she tang, ju jen de da ma tang na, ju jen de da ma tang na, je du nyang du san jang, ten me je she ros. Nyomo ju jen ma tang na, ane nyomo ba jeba, nyomo ba je na se san lo tang ba yin na, nyomo je ge ma res te. San jang, ten me je she ros. De dar ju jen, nyomo bi ju jen de da ki, nyoba shen de je la se, nyomo bi ju jen chang ba yin san, ane jen la nyoba shen de ge san lo de le de res. Je la, de jang nyoba shebi, yuwa na, de jang nyoba shebi yuwa na, je jin, nyoba shebi yuwa na je jin, de jen la, de gen jebi she do, kanza de la, rangwa chung se jang men do sa.
Sobudu.
De dar ju jen de da ki, nyomo bi ju jen de sang de ju jen de da ki, nyoba jen de, je la, nyoba jen de le de res. De jang nyoba shebi yuwa nas, ta nyoba shebi yuwa tene yuwa yuwa tang, o tene mambi la, tsizu, hashu wadu tang tene mambi yorwa. Yuwa na je jin, de jen la, dongen je jin, o tene, tudang tang tang yuwa yuwa tene jen na jen la dongen jen yorwa da. Dongen je bi she na, kanza de la, rangwa chung se jang men do sa, long lang kan de la, ko rangwa chung se yuwa ma res. Ko nyomo bo ko long lang yung wares. Tongse jang men do. Kong nye jang nyomo bi yen jang wan du shebe, kong long lang kan de, ko nyomo bi yen jang wan du chebe, de jen dar song she ros. Ne long lang kan de, ko nyomo bi yobu nam res. Nyomo bi yobu nam de, ko ju do de nyomo ki jen ne, ane ko long lang de res. Ko nyomo ki yobu dar song she ros. O deba tambre.
Okay. So this will all be under the first category. On analysis of whether the object has self-control, anger is unjustified. So, analysis thinking. What would be reasonable grounds for anger toward harm doers? So this is how a meditation would take place, how you would analyze the downfalls of anger, the benefits of anger, and this is the way it would go. So you would see if there was an established reasonable anger or not. So this is the analysis that would take place. Analyze thinking. What would be reasonable grounds for anger toward harm doers? Whereupon you may think, they first had the thought of wanting to harm me, prepared the method, and then either prevented my happiness or inflicted unpleasant physical or mental suffering, so my anger is justified. Are you angry because they inflicted harm while they had the self-control not to harm you? Or are you angry because they were utterly without any self-control and hurt you while helplessly impelled by something else? So it's saying here, it's establishing whether or not the person who feels that he or she has been harmed believes that the harmer is under complete control and has just chosen to pick you out to harm you, or if they're under some other control of their own problems that is causing them to act in that way. So first you're now establishing what the harm doer is doing the harm for. So it's saying, are you mad at them? Are you angry because they inflicted harm while they had the self-control not to harm you? Or are you angry because they utterly, without any self-control, and hurt you while helplessly impelled by something else? So it's establishing what the person believes at this point. Do you believe that anger has this kind of control? In the former case, your anger is unjustified because those who inflict harm do not have control over themselves. For when the conditions and causes, seeds left by the afflictions to which they were previously habituated, a nearby object and erroneous conceptions come together, they give rise to the thought to harm, even though the harm doers do not think, I will feel malice now. So this is something that arises independent upon causes and conditions. Somebody who becomes angry has what's called improper mental conduct. This is habituated, meaning they've thought improperly about the object that they're going to be angry towards. And then the object that they've had this improper mental conduct about in regards to what this object is or isn't is close by. So then this then mixes with afflictions, and then then it says they come together, they give rise to the thought to harm, even though the harm doers do not think I will feel malice. So the person harming you has this improper mental conduct that takes over, and then you're near them because they've had improper mental conduct about you, and then they are under control of this improper mental conduct. You're close enough to be the object of their lashing, if you will, and they have misconceptions that allow for this whole thing to take place. So all of these things taking place from the harm doer's side is out of their control, because its causes and conditions have given rise because of a previous familiarization that's in this mental continuum. So there's not this previous, okay, I will feel malice, and then the object comes close, and then there's wrong, improper mental conduct. The mental conduct is wrong, and then you say, I feel malice. So there isn't it works towards malice. It doesn't say, I want to feel malice now, and let me create the conditions around it for that to happen. It happens the other way, out of the person's control. So then they harm you, seemingly in control, but they were not in control, is the point that's being made here. Whereas if those causes and conditions are not complete, they never will produce the thought to harm, even if the harm doers think I'll feel malice. So even if they said, okay, now I'm going to feel malice, if those causes and conditions weren't there, it couldn't happen. So there have to be this improper mental conduct, afflictions, and the object close. And then it says, these causes and conditions produce the desire to harm. This in turn produces the work of harming, and this produces suffering for someone else. So those harm doers do not have even the slightest self-control. Moreover, they have become like servants of their afflictions because they are under the control of others, i.e. their afflictions. In the latter case, you are angry because the harm doers are utterly without any self-control and being helplessly impelled by something else. They hurt you, then your anger is totally unjustified. Decent. Self-do, Rinpoche. This shit I do.
Yeah, the niba doesn't know niba. Niba rangla rawan ten meba yenji ome do gune neba sheba yinane shinduyan chua muritis. Kula rawan meba je ome do yenji gun churu neba jese.
Oh,
in loba yina.
I slid into two.
Less
so. So number 2 is the last sentence I read. In the latter case, so number 2 begins, in the latter case you are angry because the harm doers are utterly without any self-control and being helplessly impelled by something else, they hurt you. Then your anger is totally unjustified. Nge truso, nge de tambo nyamdu. De nipo. Okay, soplashas.
Tapana example dunji lang ne he want to song gaji ran tele tawashi pendu kenla naba shendu jin diba su she jans ane den dunji ran me ba shebe tata she do nya ne tela chungzi jang mochowa dun dan jide tila beba jindo shansan je jang nyeji je neba sheba landa ne nyungu me dunji rwa meba shebe tata sheba yino nyanto san ne kanza longlang khen tila kanza tila neba jege tila longlang marasu neba jege khen tila ko kondru ki wangi neba jege wangi su zang kondru lang res Gaza de la Jose Jamochoa. Then the Yomoba, Tatan Dei, Shedo, Dagishan Sanji Joala, Sheba Lambedo, Nhado, and Zobagunguris, Sanji Gungusos, whatever nearby.
Dene Jipja Sumba Gutsa? Jipjale? Sumba? Jipjale. I'm just trying to find the break point. I'll figure it out. In the latter case, so this is number 2. In the latter case, you are angry because the harm doers are utterly without self-control and being helplessly impelled by something else, they hurt you. Then your anger is totally unjustified. For instance, some people who have been possessed by demons and have come under their control may wish to hurt those who are helping them to get free of their demons and thereupon beat them, etc. However, their helpers think they do this because their demons have eliminated their ability to control themselves and do not have even the slightest anger toward them. They then strive to the best of their ability to free them from their demons. Likewise, when bodhisattvas are hurt by others, they think they do this because the demons of the afflictions have eliminated their ability to control themselves. Without being even the slightest bit angry with those persons, that they then must generate the spirit of enlightenment, thinking, I will strive at the bodhisattva deeds in order to free them from these afflictions. So the bodhisattva generates bodhicitta, and who has bodhicitta generates this thought that the person is under, that how sad it is that this person is under control of the afflictions, and it makes him or her want to help all that much more when the person acts out in a way harming, which would seemingly harm the bodhisattva.
Tati kont tata jejabales, jeja ayandewa jejabale. Chuan jombe zon ala. Member truba main tetar. Tubi nyomo ta zije, nyomo tane kanza mi she dans. Chuan jombe zon ala sta kante chowa din jombe zon ala sa chowa jombe chowa da donde zu su ko ba marba jombe zon ala member treba min ta taras ne nyoba nyode ba yena ne member de nyoba do lo lang mar ko nyode ro wo den ra bo res ne sejen do lo lang sa ne ba je gan te ko nyomo be ho ke ne ba je yo res
Less so.
chowa jombe zon ala member treba member tar to be nyomo da sejes jonden de shaja to be ne nyomo ba de jun zigo res nyomo dan de kaza de jun ya ba thong ma ka sa kaza me no so kaza de wo de long ka so long so ma da jun de wo de nyomo jun de ma do kaza ge jun de ma re so res kaza me she dan sa Seven da trabe jang. De senjen jun me je. Long lang ba senjen jun me je. De nyomo na ji jun. Je so. Long lang de wo de jun de wo de nyomo de jun res. Na ba je na keba na. Senjen da la chu me je. Wo de long lang de wo de contre que Geshe Lharampa long lang ba so da na do de contre de ne ba tang res contre ye ken kaza de ne ba tang go maras
Less so.
je ne ke ba na ta da la chu me je je song ba tar ro sa o de ba do song ba chan de.
So number 3 begins with Aryadeva's quote from Aryadeva's 400 verses. Just as a doctor does not fight but helps patients who are possessed by spirits, though they get angry, though the patient might be fighting with the doctor because he's overwhelmed by spirits, the doctor doesn't fight back. The doctor tries to cure the ailment. Likewise, so the sage sees that the afflictions are at fault, not the persons who have the afflictions. And then Master Chandrakirti also states, this is not the living being's fault. Rather, it is the fault of the afflictions. So the learned analyze and do not fight with others. So again, recognition that the person is under control of their delusions, their own afflictions, their own problems, and that the learned wish to help this person to be free of the afflictions, so they don't act out in this way, as opposed to being angry with them for seeming to harm them. And Rinpoche said that the Chenmo chik nge jesang chiran laso, then the gegen dan drapodu chiran laso. The lung lang ken ngatsu gegen chiran the drapo laso. The lung lang ken ngatsu the ninji je. The chiran something to the effect of that these people who get angry at us are actually good for us because they train us to generate compassion. They train us to something to this effect. The Digsan Rinpoche. And that's number 3. Completes number 3.
Tasarwa.
Since
Ta jeba shwenju ne reba mo du song jang. Ni ngaba jela shin control lambe wa di jusen mo. Control lambe jusen mo song jang. Ni la ngaba jela shin wa de share le labores. Chui nyebo juto chewa na la sa. Chui nyebo juto chewa na la. Shwenju lu song ba na jin control ki yemi. Wa de san mo tamba ina. ane control ni bu she chebun ro do sa ne ba che la shin shu ni bu ju cho chowa na la sa control la be ane control la be ju sen wa du san mo ba tang ba ina ane control ni bu do end dot so chebo Nebu Chibun Rukudu, Chiba Nala, Shansayang, Chu Zanjin Dushi, Gune, Shansayang, Chu Zanjin Dushi, Gune, Nebu Zoba Sumba Ansa, Chu Zanjin Dushi, Gune, and then controlling the Zoba Gunguris, Sumba, the Dantan Jiba Resita.
The Rinpoche, the Doni Dopi Sherab Nepo Yomari, the Donda?
Yeah, never do need to share in Jirova. And the Zoba Kadu never the Shamba in Shamaguya. And they never tattoo what don't need to be shared in Jere. Don't need to be shared over in the Yomo Tajil Nurota.
Then he did Dondagar, you can bear.
Ah,
That's this guy.
Jibare Sombare.
Jipa.
Shiju Nereba Montuson Jase, Long Labi, Reba Moson Dose.
That's so.
Long Lamba, the Dangasu Jusen, Long Labi Jusen, Dangasu, Santon, she Laban Marbet. Susu Long Lami Duco, Jusen Gelatin, Long Lamba. Shiju Nereba Montuson Jan, the Neba Gelashins, Long La Jusen Shiale Labres. Tree Nebo, you thought she is, and control the long of Jutu Sunday Abatambaina,
That's so.
and the control Nebo Sheshaban Rores.
Then the Shansa, the thing Hakomai.
Shansa,
Chu.
Chuzan Dushi Gune, Never Zobason, Chuzan Dushi Gune, and the Zebi Chu, and then Zebi Chu Gombala Dene, and the Zoba Gungures. Chuzanjin Dushi Gones, Zebi Chula Subatuzin, don't need to be shero. Never Zoba Somba, or the Shuju Jiba and those Conjiba. The Dantan Jibi, the Langaba, Nene to Gumba Shaws, Naba Nene, Sanmushe, Wotan windows on it.
Let's so. Okay, so do. Jipa Kabartsar.
Ah,
Jipa Kabartsar.
Jiba then Magaran Roguda. Alla Jiba Dekan, Tanya would it. Shansa Chuzan Dushi Gune Naba Zoba Sumba. The Dantan Jibi, the Langamene, Nabanyene to Gumba Shaws. Jiba Taji, Tangaba Kete. Get the sentient Dala, Rama Nas,
Okay.
Tangabatare.
Okay, so then number 4, although many reasonings are set forth in engaging in the bodhisattva deeds, it is easy to be certain of this one, and it is a very powerful remedy for anger. Also, the bodhisattva levels has the same meaning, where it states that you can bear harm after you meditate on the idea of mere phenomena. So meditate repeatedly on this remedy until you reach certain knowledge of it. So you can be even after you've meditated on the nature of phenomena and had these high ideas, you can still be harmed. So it's important to meditate upon this as well as to develop this patience as an opponent to this anger, because of what the anger creates. I think that is all of number 4, and then number 5 begins with if beings. Gelde Semchen. Dene?
Tang Naba Gete, Sentient Dala, Rama Yenas, Lona Geta to Rama Yena, Gayan Dungan Manjutes, Kusul Rama Yobaina, Dungan Yomares, Dungan Manjute, Dungan de Mendobi Shetans, Dungan de Suina, Dungan Dogumares, Mendobi Shetan, Tela, Rama Yobisherosa, Rama Yena, Nukul Rama Yoba in Rutan, never there. Dungan to Yomares, Dungan Manjute, Dungan Mendobi Shetan, and Tela Rama Yobisherosa. Jen Tada, Yamotrabe, Jobana, Che Shindu, Dujin, Pombi Rama, Gobatan, Yandu Chung Ale,
Rangse.
Gobatan, Yandu Chumbatan, Samatan, Chunla Soba, Neba Shejinsa, Kazi Juba So Shene, Zela Neba. Tajime, Zela Neba Tajime Chantu Sane Chang, Chua Gaba Shawu, Chua Gaba Shawus, what about Gaba Shawu Tanatin Lundua? Kade Sentient Dala Ron, Yena Luna had to do Ron Yobaina, Gayan doing on Jogumares, and they're doing it, Mendubi Shetan, Tella Ron Yubi Jean. Tada Nemotra Jebana, Chishin to Dujin, Pomba, Pombi Ranlan, Goba dance, and Susu never change what is that. Young to Chomba dance, the young to Chona Rashi Jakamarve, shaking Mobile da Samantha, and then Chenla Sobi, never Jeba Shijin, Kazi Jobatan, Sushena, Jela. Never touch him as Ronlet and the Jeba in the Jen never Jeba Tazuya Mazda.
Less so.
Touch him,
Less so.
touch him, Hando, San and Chan Chua Gabashaws, what the names was on the Longland Digma Gawuris. Shunjule, Tedder, Taji Jejuan, Tiwangi, Tawame, Tada Shene, Trutabu. Ngabukun la Trumanjo, Shedan sa, Shedan de Shuju in said, Te Zhang, Zayan Ron, Marie Sheba Tonjona, then the Jenny Chotushi, Te de Sunday, Te Sunday, Sunday Debe, Sunday. The road, the one, Kede, Rangi, Rujuna, Gayan Dungem, Mandu Be, Lujentan, Taji Chang, Sulan, Dungan Jomunjuru, Shetan, then the Momudu Kalen.
Okay, so this Kangangapa?
Oh, the Ngaba Kungre.
Okay, so this will all be number 5. If these beings had self-control, they would not have any suffering, because they would not want suffering and because they could control it. Furthermore, you should stop your anger by also thinking, when these beings are moved by strong emotions, they commit suicide, leap from cliffs, harm themselves with thorns, weapons, etc., and stop eating and so forth. If they do this to even their greatly cherished and dear selves, of course they will hurt others. So giving the sign that if a person can be under such strong delusion that they harm themselves, of course they could, and because we cherish ourselves more than anything else, of course that would lead one to know that sentient beings could harm others and being under these afflictions, and that they would do so. And then it says, of course they will hurt others. Engaging in the Bodhisattva deed states, Shanti Deva's text. Thus, everything is dependent on something else. And because that in turn is dependent, it is not autonomous. Understanding this, do not be angry at anything, all things being like illusions. So everything is interdependent. There's nothing that is truly established. It all depends upon other things. So when you understand that there is no truly established harm doer, then these harm doers become like illusions, because they are not truly established. They dependently originate. They are not inherently a harm doer. And also, therefore, if you see an enemy or friend doing what is wrong, think this arises from certain conditions and remain happy. If all beings could achieve results according to their wish, then, since no one wants suffering, no one would suffer. And also, while under the control of their afflictions, some people will kill even their dear selves. So how can you expect them not to harm the bodies of others? Jutsuka. Nene. Gede she. Ngatsu the karma Jew, the Triwako.
What the
The Chiran Salugari be. Keo Mare.
Digriya.
The Long Kanga logo. Nge Long Kanga Losong.
Abhi disare.
Okay, so Rinpoche said we're going to just end here for today. And I told him that I read through all of the quotes. And we'll begin next time. And Rinpoche said, would anybody like to ask any questions? Any questions? Would everybody like to get going? All right, so we're going to end. Triwa Yomari Rinpoche. Ngay Sampa Konsu the Pardro Mardro. The Sani Duchen Chenpo. Christmas.
Alla Christmas one
Sani.
Alle,
Okay, so concluding mandal offering and dedication prayer, and thank you everyone for your patience with the puppy. This will be the only time she's here. Rinpoche would like to give out some incense to everyone. That's Mila over there, if anyone's wondering. Short for Milarepa or Mela, which is medicine Buddha. Not fixed on Mila or Mela yet, but she doesn't know. And I rescued her a couple days ago from a very bad situation. She was in a crack house in Hartford. No furniture. She'd never been outside. She was 8 weeks old and had never been outside. Yeah. She's an incredibly good dog. She's only gone in my house one time. She's like housebroken already. She follows the other dogs. Okay, concluding mandal offering and dedication prayer. Somewhere around here. Go for it. The fundamental ground is scented with incense and strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, the four continents, the sun and the moon. I imagine this as a Buddha land and offer it. May all sentient beings enjoy this pure realm. I dedicate whatever virtues I've collected for the benefit of students and of all sentient beings, and in particular the essential teachings of Venerable Losang Drapa to shine forever. I send forth this jeweled mandala to you, precious Guru. Dedicate all this virtue to emulate the knowledge of the hero Manjushri and likewise Samantabhadra as well. With whatever dedication is praised as supreme by all the conquerors who traverse the 3 times, I also dedicate all my roots of virtue for the sake of auspicious deeds. In that pure land surrounded by mountains, the source of all benefit and happiness, all-powerful Avalokiteshvara Tenzin Gyatso may stay until samsara's end. I pray for the long life of the precious Khensur Wandak, upholder of scriptural or realizational doctrines, the spiritual friend, philosophical texts with exceptional wisdom and perseverance. Tuji Rimche Gucci Shabi Denana, Natsu Lamrim Chemo Kanga Chirana, Sheda Sabudu Rimche.